Hey, so I haven't posted in a while. I did set up my May budget, um, but I didn't post a video of it. Um, and then last week, I had I'd set up some auto withdrawals from my checking account, and I forgot that I'd set up a reoccurring auto withdrawal. And so I set up a one time auto withdrawal. And then I realized, so then I got things in my hair. I just woke up. What is it? Is it even there? I don't think it's even a thing. Um, so I went to cancel the one time, and I guess I set it up again. So it pulled, my bank account pulled $600 out of a bank account that had 300 and something, so under $400 in it. And yeah, that was exciting. And then it pulled a bunch of money out of my savings account too, which tapped that out. Which is really bizarre because at least all the money was still in my bank accounts, so that was kind of good. Um, so I just transferred all the money back to my checking account and then transferred the proper money back to my savings account. Everything pretty much balanced out. Luckily, I have overdraft protection. Um, Otherwise, that would have been like a $20 times two, $40 screw up, but it wasn't, thankfully. Yay. Um, yeah, because I found out about it when I went to the grocery store, paid with cash, went to the gas station, because I started, instead of doing cash for my gas, I pay for that with my card, and then I pull that out of my car fund, which is where I put my $100 every month, and then I basically twice a month. It costs about $50, under $50 to fill my car with fuel. So that comes out about right. And then the extra is already in that bank account instead of having to remember to go to the bank and drop it off. It also keeps extra cash out of my house. And there's like a $5 bill. It's pretty easy to snag that on your way out to go meet up with friends. Versus like $100 bill. I've got a couple $100 bills tucked around that are for emergency things. Yeah, so I just figured that that would be an easy way because at the end of the month I end up with about $10, anywhere from 50 to $10 left over. So I figured it was easier to just put that straight into that bank account. So that kind of super stressed me out, and then I stress ate a bunch of sugar, Oreo cookies, and some candy bars. I don't remember what else, but anyway, it was a lot of sugar, which it affects my brain. I get super lethargic, and I get kind of like an ADD, ADHD, not an HD. That's hyperactive. It like puts me to sleep, but like I can't concentrate on things, and I have to make lists. Um, like just about have to take a list to take a proper shower. Wash your hair, wash your bum. No, but yeah. So sugar is a big trigger for me for my attention problems. So I've been looking into a keto style eating plan, which is basically you train your body to run off lipids versus glycogen, which is you train your body to burn fuel instead of carbs, or fat fuel instead of carb fuel. Most standard Americans eat I don't know, like, I think they said well over 100 grams of carbs, usually more in like the 800 grams of carbs, which I think that's too much. But anyway, so I keep reading up on attention problems, and they keep saying go for a higher fat diet and a lower carb diet, and definitely stay away from the super refined carbs, which I think for me is kind of all things grain and all things starch. So like potato, but I can eat like the broccolis and things like that. They have a higher fiber content. So if anybody's diabetic, one of the things that they talk about with the diabetic, I'm kind of putting all this stuff together on my own. I'm not an expert or anything like that, but they say that, like, I had a roommate who was diabetic, and she said that she can eat carbs, but they, like, the carb content of something should be higher in fiber carbohydrates than in other carbohydrates. So if you read, I don't have any packaging near me. Oh, here we go. It says it's going to look backwards to me. So, if you see there where it says, come on. Oh my gosh. It's not going to. So it says total carbs 5 grams, fiber is 0, and sugars is 4. So whatever the carbohydrates in here, there's 6, but there's 0 grams of fiber, so this would count as a 6 gram, or a 6 grams of carbohydrates. And then looking into the protein, that's 12. So I don't know exactly how the protein would calculate out. Oh, that says 5 grams. 5 grams of carbohydrates, 0 grams of fiber, and 4 grams of sugar. Which I think that's all the lactose, the milk sugars. It's like really not gonna. Anyway, this is just cottage cheese in case anybody's concerned. It's a container I use to put plants in when I'm watering them. So that's something that I'm gonna pay attention to is carb content of things that I eat. I try to eat whole foods, so I go and buy potato, and I buy eggs, and I buy flour, things like that, and then I try to make as much as I can. I don't make my own tortillas. I don't know how to do that. Maybe someday. Yeah, and my life's not super organized, that sometimes getting things that are more pre-made is easier for me. Because then I'll actually eat instead of going, oh man, I really want tacos, but I still have to make tortillas. No. I'd never feed myself. So I think that what I'm gonna do, this last grocery shopping trip that I did, I bought cookies. I think I bought some graham crackers. I bought like a bunch of snack crap. And that's not how I want to feed myself. I really do want to feed myself more whole food. So I think I'm going to start doing grocery hauls. Like, I rarely ever watch people do grocery hauls. There's a couple people that I watch their grocery hauls. There's one gal, Lindsay's Frugal Life, and she's a pescatarian, which is vegetarian but eats fish. I don't know if she eats eggs or not, but yeah, she eats pretty much along the lines of how I would eat. But I need to figure out how to eat more fat. So probably a little bit more towards a keto side of things. Um, so keto is a high fat, moderate protein, and a low carb. And so basically 5 to 70 to 80% of your daily calories come from fat, and 15 or so come from protein, and I think it's like up to 15% of your calories can come from carbohydrates, but aim for like 10%. And what that does is it keeps your body from spiking blood sugars. Because when you eat something high in carbohydrate, your blood sugar goes up, and then you produce the insulin, and then you come back down. And if you have an insulin sensitivity, or for me, it's like my brain is hyperactive, then I lose concentration ability, and then I'm okay. And then I lose concentration ability because I crashed again. So I don't know if I'm insulin resistant or anything like that, but I do notice that when I eat higher fat foods, I tend to feel better, like my brain works better. I have more physical energy that I can, that I don't know. I do a job where I clean bathrooms and classrooms, so you move all night. And when you're moving slow, you don't get a lot done. And that gets noticed when classrooms forever have crumbs or whatever on them. But when I notice when I'm feeding myself well and feeding myself higher fat, like I get the basics done and I get more done. Versus if I've, like when I sugar bombed myself last week and earlier this week, I just I was struggling to get the basics done. Like I was just like so struggling. And the lightest thing, people saying hello to me, was enough to like derail. Like I was headed somewhere to get something done and somebody said hi and I said hi back, and like the 30 seconds of conversation and I was gone. Like what was I doing? Was I going to get the vacuum cleaner? Was I going to set up the mop bucket? Like it yeah. So I think that what I'm gonna do is get back on. I still haven't even, because I do my budget check in every Sunday so that I can give myself my allowance. I didn't check in this last Sunday. It is now Thursday. I think I'll do last week this weekend. This week I haven't really done anything, so it should be really easy. And then that money that I didn't pay myself last weekend will go towards, I don't know, probably into my emergency fund because I'm still working on baby step 1. Yeah. Still gonna try and get a P.O. box. That way I can order things online when I need them. I need, for the high fat diet, MCT oil. It's supposed to be really good for helping you to fight off. There's this thing called keto flu. So basically, when your blood sugar like super drops and you're like at the end of having enough carbohydrates in your body to function as a carbohydrate burner right before the light switch turns for being a fat burner, because our bodies can adapt like that. It was, thank you, cavemen and women. we're, we're really pretty fascinating machines. Yeah, like breast milk for sick babies. It's like amazing what the human body's capable of. But I think that if I get some MCT oil, and that will help me when it comes to that adaptive phase. They call it adaptation, something. I don't know. Adapting. When I'm adapting. Anyway. So yeah, I would like to be able to use this YouTube channel as accountability on my grocery hauls and maybe on food stuff. I think in the beginning, I just really need to sort out the macros and come up with a really basic, really basic menu. Things that I can slam together really fast. I naturally am a faster. I don't eat usually till, I don't know, it's about 11 now. So yeah, usually about 11's when I eat my breakfast. And then I'll have a light snack around 1:30 when I'm cooking lunch. And then I eat lunch at 7 at night. And then I come home at like 11:30 and go to bed. So yeah, and I wake up about, I don't know, I wake up about 8:30 or so in the morning. So yeah, I think I naturally kind of just fast a bit. So I'm sure that that will all change when my eating changes. But yeah, normally about like 9, 10 o'clock, I make some coffee, and then I come up with something to eat. I've been doing oatmeal with hemp hearts and chia seeds and flax meal. That's good, but it's too high carbs. Like it blows all of my carbs for the day out in one meal. And then you add in that eating carbs that early, I just keep hearing all these things. Whoa, boobs. About if you eat during the daylight, your body is more prone to be burning protein fuel and fat fuel, and then at night, your carbohydrates get used then. So they say if you're going to eat a carbohydrate rich meal, do it at night. It's like before you go to bed, which kind of makes sense because if I eat my bowl of oatmeal, sometimes I get sleepy. Not this sleepy. I'm not breathing. So I think that maybe I'll do oatmeal before I go to bed. I don't know. See, I don't know. We'll see how it all goes. So I have to figure out, first thing I'm going to do is work on some recipes and get used to eating this way. And then while I'm doing that, I guess, figure out all the macros of everything that I eat and sort out how many calories I need. And then I can figure out how many grams I need of fat, carb, protein, and then sort out, I don't know, see how I feel, see how everything goes. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so I don't know if you want to be part of my following my channel, I guess. I don't know. I don't have any followers really. I think I've got 4 people subscribed to my channel right now, which is fine. It's cool. I'm just like a standard old girl next door in Oregon. It started raining. Good thing I mowed yesterday. So I don't know. I'm just like a basic human learning how to cope with myself. Attention problems, debt problems. Yeah. So, yeah, if you want updates, you know how to do that. You subscribe and a bell or whatever. You don't have to. It's cool. I don't mind. Disclaimer, I found out that I can sign up for the ads I don't have enough subscribers and I don't have enough viewers, so I'm not getting paid for anything yet. I don't even know how that all works. And then you have to like read and check mark and type in your initials to say that you're not going to talk about how all that stuff works. I don't even know how it works. Whatever. So I don't know. Somebody said that you have to actually watch the entire commercial. But whatever. Commercial advertisement. That's how old school I am. Anyway, so I guess that's what I'm gonna start doing. Grocery hauls. Just to help keep myself accountable. Going through life, learning how to do shit on my own. Yes, I curse. I was in the military. So what we do. Anyway, thanks for watching. Happy Thursday. Happy middle of May. Just about. It's the 11th now. Yay. Yay. We had some really nice sunshiny weather. Now we got rain. That sucks. Anyway, happy Thursday. Cheers.